Welcome to Move with Kate Beginner. Today we have a very nice full body 30-minute session with a lot of variety. If you're new to strength training, I'm assuming you're a beginner if you're here, you really want to introduce a lot of variety, a lot of different ranges of motion and different exercises starting off to get your body used to those exercises. You will need today a loop resistance band. If you don't have one of these, you can get them on Amazon. A pair of dumbbells and a mat or somewhere you can get down on the ground, even carpet works. As far as the weight goes, start small. Again, if you're new to training, I would recommend starting anywhere with a 2 to 5 pound pair of dumbbells. This is a 5. If it's not enough, you'll find out maybe your next workout you can grab more weight. Better to start with less than to overdo it right off the bat. So these move workouts really focus on the weak areas of the body because we are trying to address muscle imbalances, improve posture, prevent injury while getting you a really good workout. So again, there's lots of variety. We're going to start waking up the areas of the body that are very weak and neglected and shut off so that they're more active throughout our workout. So go ahead and grab your loop resistance band. We're going to put it around the ankles, just below the knees. We'll start shoulder width apart, and we're going to take 3 steps to the right and then 3 steps to the left, remaining shoulder width apart throughout. Knees are pushing against the band. You don't want your knees to come in, so push against that band. Step 1, 2, 3, staying shoulder width apart. 1, 2, 3. And keep going. We are waking up the glutes on the side of the hips. Weak glutes are associated with a lot of different injuries, hip pain, knee pain, back pain. Again, we don't move in this plane. We move in the frontal plane when we're walking. So because we don't move in this plane, these muscles get very weak. Back to the right. 1, 2, 3. Keep pushing against that band. 2, 3. Let's go one more time. 1, 2, 3. Good. And again. 1, 2, 3. Good. Stay here. We're going to drop into a shallow squat and then come right back up, pushing against your band. Squat, pushing against the band, drive through the heels. Push against the band, drive through the heels. Weights in the heels, chest is lifted, core is long. Exhale as you come up. 5 more. Driving through the heels. 2. Keep those knees pulling away from each other. 3. Good. There's 4. One more. Good. Exhale coming out of that. We're going to drop right down to the mat. You're on your hands and knees. Hands go right underneath your shoulders, knees under your hips. These are called fire hydrants. We're going to take that left knee out to the side, squeezing the glute and the hip, back to the center. Squeeze. 2, 3, 4. Make sure the motion is controlled. 6, 7, 8, 9. 3 more. 10, 11, 12. You may already be feeling muscles that you haven't felt in a long time. That's totally normal. Other side, squeeze at the top, slow coming down. 1. Control that lowering phase. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Squeezing at the top. 7. Last 5. 8, 9, 10, 11, and one more. 12. Good. Okay, lying on your back, keeping the band just below the knees. Laying on your back, we're going to push up into bridge. You want your feet about a foot from your hips. Drive through the heels and squeeze at the top. I want you to pull the band apart as you drive through the heels and squeeze. So don't let those knees come together. Squeeze at the top. We've got 15 of these. 3, weight in the heels, squeeze. 4, 5, again feeling those glutes. 6, take a second to squeeze at the top. 7, 8, good. 9, 10, 11, we've got 4 more. 12, squeeze, 13, 14, we're going to push up and hold the last one, squeezing at the tops, driving through the heels, lifting the hips as high as we can get them. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Great job. Okay, let's go ahead and take the band off. We are going to get rid of that. Go ahead and stand up. We'll take about a shoulder width, a little bit wider than shoulder width, maybe 2 feet apart stance. Unlock the knees. We're going to practice a hip hinge, one of the most functional movement patterns there is. Soften the knees, weight in the heels. Reach the hips back. Knees are softened, hands come forward to counter. Drive through the heels. Reaching the hips back. Notice how my hips are behind my heels. Spine is long and neutral. Drive through the heels. Pulling the hips back, lengthening the hamstrings. Drive through the heels. If you're doing this right, you'll feel the glutes and the hamstrings contract as you drive through the heels. Feel a nice pull down the back of the leg here. Exhale, stand tall. Keep going nice and slow. Make sure your hips are pulling back behind your heels. It's one of the most important movement patterns we have. Driving through the heels. Take it nice and slow. When we go to bend over throughout the day, when we hinge at the hips, it's an opportunity to activate those glutes every time. Make them a little bit stronger. Also avoid bending the spine too much. Good, keep going. Last 5, reach it back. As those hamstrings start to loosen up, go a little bit deeper. Take it nice and slow and controlled. Last 3, pull back. Exhale, driving through those heels, keeping the weight in the heels. Reach it back. One more, last one. Pull back. Exhale, good. Okay, last warm-up exercise. Standing hip width apart. Step your right foot behind you about 2.5 feet. Your left hip will come back with you. You'll feel a nice little tug down the back of that left leg. Weight in the front heel, pushing all the way up on that back foot, all the way up in the ball of the right foot. Chest is reaching out over your front foot. Spine is long, pressing that left heel into the ground. If you're doing this right, you're going to feel that left glute turn on. We're going to hinge on one leg, nice and slow. Not much range of motion, 4 or 5 inches up and down, keeping all of the weight in the front heel, really pressing through that heel, feeling those glutes do all of this work. Good. Reach the left hip back, press through the left heel. Reach that left hip back, press through the heel. Last 2, stick with me. Exhale, one more. Good. Stepping forward, other side. Step the left foot back, about 2.5 feet behind you. Pull your right hip back with you. Spine is long, weight is in your front heel. Press that right heel into the ground. Push all the way up in the ball of the back foot. Spine is long, bending at the waist. Drive through the heel. Pull the right hip back. Press through the heel. As you press through the heel, you'll feel the right glute contract. Reach it back. Exhale, press. You're doing a great job. We're activating the posterior chain. You're going to feel a lot of glutes as you move into your workout. Last 3. Reach it back. Press through the right heel to come up. 2 more. Good. Nice little glute activation here. Last 1. And step forward. All right, you guys. We are through our warm-up. We've got our hips on, glutes on. We're going to grab both dumbbells. And we are going to hold those dumbbells just like this. Elbows bent at 90 degrees. Palms facing each other. And you're going to march. Every time you lift your knee off the mat, I want you to exhale and tighten your core. Exhale. Exhale. Good. We've got 20. 6. 7. Tighten your core. 8. Good. 9. 10. 11. 12. 13. 14. 15. Last 5. Exhale. 16. 17. 18. 19. 20. Great job. Set those dumbbells down. Take a shoulder width stance. Toes out just slightly. We're going to sit into a squat, driving through the heels. Exhale as you come up. From the side, you want your hips to pull back. Weight in the heels. Chest stays long. Exhale as you come up. You don't want to bend through the spine. You want to bend at the knees and the hips. Exhale as you drive your heels. Now, if you're new to this, you can decrease the range of motion and go just about halfway down. Exhale, driving through the heels, making sure the knees are pulling away from each other as you drop into your squat. Good. Exhale, coming up. We've got 15 of them, taking it nice and slow, focusing on the breath. Last 6. Weight in the heels. You should feel like you're going to fall over backwards. Exhale, 5, 4, 3. Good. Last 2. One more. Exhale. Great job, you guys. Okay, dropping down to the mat, we are going to do some modified push-ups. If you're new to push-ups, keep your range of motion very small. Hands shoulder width apart. On your knees, you can cross over your feet in the back. You want your torso and your legs to form a nice straight line. Exhale, tightening up the core. We're going to pull the elbows back towards your body. Shallow push-up, engaging the arms. Exhale, come up. Extend the left arm over your head, right arm over your head, keeping your core tight. Here we go. Push up, lower slow. Exhale, left arm extends, right arm extends, keeping the core engaged. Here we go. Nice and slow. Exhale, extend, extend. There's 3. We've got 5 more. Keep the range of motion small. Don't try to do too much too quickly. Slow coming down. Exhale. Extend. Extend. Focus on that exhale. Drawing the belly button in toward the spine as you come up. Tighten the core. Keep it tight as you extend your arms over your head. Good. You've got this. We've got 3 more. Pull the elbows back. Exhale. Over the head. Over the head. Here we go. Last 2. Slow going down. Extend. Extend. 1 more. Exhale. Tightening the core. And extend. Great job, you guys. Push-ups are not easy, so keep the range of motion small until you feel more comfortable going a little bit deeper. Okay, we have a shallow lunge with a bicep curl. So we're going to use our mat to protect our knees. So shallow lunge, you're going to step back, bending that front knee, step forward and curl. So you're not going to drop that back knee all the way down to the ground. You're going to go about halfway, drive through the front heel, exhale and curl. Okay? So keeping the weight in the front heel. Let's step the right leg back, halfway down, exhale, curl. Step it back, look down and make sure your left knee, your front knee is right over your ankle. Exhale, 2, 3, keep that torso long, shoulders over hips. 4, step it back. 5, good. Keep it shallow. Remember, this is your first workout. 6, exhale, 7, and always engaging the core on that exhale. Drawing the belly button in toward the spine. 9, you've got 3 more, you got this. 10, good. 11, 1 more. Step it back, press through that front heel. Other side, remember, if this feels like too much, you can always decrease the range of motion to modify. Standing hip width apart, step your left foot back, dropping hips and shoulders straight down. Press through the front heel, exhale and curl. Step it back. Notice how my torso stays long. I'm not bending forward. 2. Keep it shallow. 3. Good. 4. You want to challenge yourself, you can bring that knee high. 5. Good. Step it back. Exhale, 6. 7, driving through that front heel, feeling that right glute do most of the work. 9, last 3, you got this. 10, good. 11, one more. Exhale, 12. Great job, you guys. All right, heart should be pumping, body should be warm. Go ahead and grab one of your dumbbells. We're going to take it up over the head. You're going to bend your elbows at 90 degrees. Notice my elbows over my shoulders, bent at 90 degrees. From here, we're going to extend the weight over our head and raise our right knee and exhale. 1, other side. 2, I'm going to show you from the side. Exhale, bringing the knee high, straightening the elbows, and then back to 90 degrees. Okay, we've got 20 of these. Take it nice and slow. Try not to arch the back. Keep that rib cage anchored in. Exhale, core stays tight. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, exhale, 13, 14, you got this. Keep that core long and strong. 16, 17, last 3, 18, 19, 20. Great job, you guys. Nice little burn in the back of the arm there. Go ahead and grab your weights again. We are going to do a squat with a bicep curl. Palms forward, shoulder width stance, toes out to the side. Let's keep the squat shallow. Exhale, bicep curl. Sit back into it, weight in the heels. Knees travel away from the center of the body as the hips drop down. Exhale, 3, we've got 12 of these. Chest stays lifted, palms forward, 4. Driving through the heels to come up. 5, 6. In your strength training, you want the motions to be very slow and controlled. 7. Good. Exhale, 8. Last 4. Keep that core tight. Really focusing on driving through the heels. We've got 2 more. Drop it down. Exhale, pressing through the heels. Last 1. Exhale. Great job, you guys. Okay, let's set down one of the dumbbells. We've got a side lunge with a shoulder press. Taking the dumbbell in your right hand, we're going to step to the left. Drop that dumbbell down about 6 inches from the ground next to that left foot. Push back to the center. Exhale, shoulder press. Step to the side, pulling the hips back. Exhale, press. Step it to the side, bending the left knee, keeping the right knee straight. Dropping that weight down. Exhale, press. There's 3. We've got 12. Remember, you can always decrease the range of motion if any of this feels like too much. You can also get rid of your dumbbell at any point. Back to the center. Tightening the core. Step it to the side. Shallow side lunge. Press. Exhale. Tighten the core. Here we go. Good. You guys are doing great. Here's 7. Exhale. 5 more. 8. Step it to the side. 9. Try to keep the back nice and flat, chest lifted. 10. Last 2. Press. Exhale. 1 more. Exhale and press. Great job, you guys. Switching sides. Dumbbell goes in the left hand. Stepping to the right, pulling the hip back. Drop that weight down about 6 inches from the ground. Press back to the center. Exhale. Weight goes over your head. Side lunge, bending the right knee. Left knee stays straight. Exhale. Press. I'm going to show you from the side here. Stepping to the right. Notice my hips go behind my heels. Exhale. Press. All right, you guys, you're doing great. Here we go. 4. Exhale. Press. 5. Drop it down. 6. Keep the spine long. Chest lifted. Exhale, really focusing on tightening the core on that exhale. You're doing great. We've got 5 more. Step it to the side. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 more. Great job, you guys. Okay, keeping that dumbbell, we are going to raise the dumbbell over our head in front of us, keeping the core nice and tight. We're going to step back into a shallow lunge and bring that opposite knee high, okay? Showing you from the side, extending the weight. Step the right foot back, shallow lunge, opposite knee high. We've got 10 on each side. Tighten the core as the knee comes high. Keep that weight over your head. Keep the lunge very shallow. Great job. 5. Pressing through the front heel. 6, 7, 8, last 2, 9, 1 more, 10. Right. Bring those arms down, shake it out. Might be a good time to get a drink of water if you have something. I'm enjoying a little bit of Organifi red juice. Important to drink throughout these workouts. Helps with detox. Okay, same thing on the other side. Taking your dumbbell. Again, if that was too much for you, get rid of the dumbbell and just go through the range of motion. There is no shame in that. We're just starting here. Okay, stepping back with the left leg. Exhale, knee comes high. Keeping the weight over your head. And keep that rib cage anchored. You don't want to flare. You want to keep it tucked in. Exhale, 5, 6, pressing through the front heel. 7, 8, 2 more. 9, last 1. 10. Nice work, you guys. That is not an easy exercise. Okay, we're going back into a squat. This time we're going to pulse 1, 2, and come up on 3. Standing shoulder width apart, toes out, keep it shallow. Drop it down. 1, 2, coming up on 3. Pulling the hips back, weight in the heels. 1, 2, and then up on 3. Exhale, tighten the core. We've got 12. Remember to keep it shallow. Good, there's 3. Exhale, coming up. 4, weight in the heels, should feel the glutes working. 5, good. Exhale, 6, 7, you guys are doing great. We are almost there. 8, last 4. Driving through the heels. Exhale, 9. Keep it shallow if you need to. Nice little burn here. 10, last 2, 2, 3. 1 more, you got this. 1, 2, 3, good. Come on up, walk it out. You guys are doing a great job. We're going to drop down to the mat and finish with some core exercises. Go ahead and grab your mat. We're going to go onto our back. Laying on the back, I want you to just kind of wiggle your shoulders away from your hips so your torso is nice and long. Knees go right over the hips, hands on knees. It's called the dying bug. We're going to take the right leg down to the ground, right arm over the head. Exhale as you come back to the center. The focus is keeping the core engaged throughout the whole exercise, drawing the belly button down toward the floor, in toward the spine, and keeping it engaged throughout the entire range of motion. If you need to decrease the range of motion, you can. Try not to let the lower back come off the mat. Extend other side. Exhale back to the center. If you feel your back arching, decrease the range of motion. Don't go quite as deep. Exhale. We've got 20 of these. Take it nice and slow. Focus on keeping the core engaged just below the belly button. Drawing the belly button in toward the spine. Pressing the lower back down into the ground. Good. 7. Exhale. 8. 9. 10. 11. Decrease that range of motion as you start to fatigue. If you feel your back arching, you want to keep the back flat on the mat. Good. 17, 18, 19, last one, 20. Great job, you guys. Okay, hands next to your sides. I want you to take a big deep breath and exhale, and on the exhale, draw your belly button down toward the mat. Keep the core engaged. You're going to take the right leg and straighten it, and then right back to where you were. Left leg straighten, back to the resting position. Keep going nice and slow, focusing on keeping the lower back in contact with the ground the whole time. You can even put your hands on your core to make sure it's engaged throughout the entire range of motion. Extending the left heel, exhale, tightening the core, extend right, exhale, tighten. Keep going, we've got 20 of them. You want to keep your rib cage pulling down toward the mat, tension throughout the core. Good. 8, 9, 10. Take it nice and slow and controlled. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Focus on that exhale, tightening up the core. 16, 17, 18. Last 2, 19, 20. Great job, you guys. All right, we've got one more exercise. We are going to finish with a plank. If you're new to planks, we will do a modified version of the plank. So what I'm going to have you do is come down to your elbows. Elbows go right underneath the shoulders. And I want you to start on your toes and then drop your knees to the mat. They're going to fall right below the hips. And you're going to hold this position right here. So I'm on my knees and my elbows. Spine is long. Back of the neck is long. We're going to focus on the exhale. And on the exhale, we're going to tighten the core. Don't tighten and shorten. Try to tighten and lengthen. So on the exhale, I want you to picture your spine getting longer and core getting tighter. Here we go. Inhale. Lengthen to the torso. Exhale. Even more length and more tension. Really tightening up that core. Inhale. Exhale. Tighten. Good. Make sure the back is flat. Pelvis is tucked under slightly. Tension is on the front side of the body. 5 more breaths. Inhale. Exhale. Tighten. Last 4. Inhale, length. Exhale. Tighten the core. 3 more. Inhale. Exhale. Lots of tension here right below the belly button. Last 2. Inhale, length. Exhale. Tighten the core. 1 more. Last 1. Exhale. And tighten. Nice job, you guys. All right, you just completed your first move workout. You did a wonderful job. We are going to lengthen those tight hip flexors. Go ahead and you can kind of double up your mat, or you can use a pillow. We are going to kneel on that left knee. Tuck the pelvis under. You want to feel a pull through the front of that left thigh. Right leg is in front of you, and you're slowly going to bend that right knee, lunging the hips forward. I don't want you to go here. I want you to keep your pelvis tucked under. Tailbone under, tension here. Core is long. Good. Hips go forward. And just hold right there. You should be feeling a nice tug through the front of that left quad and hip flexor. We're going to hold this. We're going to reach that left arm straight up over our head, just to increase the pull through the entire core, the core and the anterior chain here, and then leaning to the right, opening up the front of that left hip and holding right here. Every breath, you're going to breathe a little more length into the torso, increasing that stretch, increasing that tension, and then exhale and relax. You can feel your body sinking a little bit deeper into this stretch. As the front of that left thigh starts to let go, you can soften that front knee and bend into it just a little bit deeper. Leaning to the right, feeling a nice opening through the front of that left hip. Another 20 seconds here. If you are sore tomorrow, just keep moving your body. Drink a lot of water. Movement, walking, all of that is really helpful for recovery and to help with the soreness. Remember, soreness is when a muscle is tight. We're coming in and we're introducing these new ranges of motion that actually causes tiny little micro tears within the muscle. And what happens is they tear, and then the body comes in and fills those micro tears in with more muscle, and the muscle becomes both longer and stronger. So it's not necessarily just because you're weak, but because your muscles are also tight. Kneeling on the right knee, left leg out in front, torso long, tucking the pelvis under, tailbone under, feeling a nice pull through the front of that right quad. I don't want you to lunge into it too far. I want to pull through the muscle belly, not the attachment site. Right arm up over your head. Keep that pelvis tucked under. You want to take the arch out of the lower back. Okay, reaching the right arm over your head, leaning to the left away from the leg and back, and feeling a nice pull through the front of that right torso. Just holding here. If it doesn't feel like enough, you can always put your back foot on something. Sometimes I'll do this with a wall behind me. This should be plenty for most of you. Just keep that pelvis tucked under. If your pelvis is not tucked, if you're here, you won't feel a pull. You want to tuck the pelvis under, engaging that right glute, and then leaning away from the leg and back to the left. Getting a nice pull through the hip flexors, psoas, quads, all those muscles in the front. Into your chain here, holding. Inhale, breathing a little bit more length into the torso, reaching the hand a little bit higher over your head, and holding for another 20 seconds here. When the hip flexors, these muscles that we're stretching, get tight, they inhibit the glute muscles. And when those glutes turn off, we are much more prone for injury and also posture issues. So wanting to keep these hip flexors long. All right, since we worked the glutes, we are going to do a pigeon pose glute stretch. You are going to cross over that right knee sort of across the center of your body, bent at about 70 degrees, and then hold this position. If you're not familiar with how to get into the pigeon pose, you can straighten out your left leg, cross it over your right, and then just bring your hips straight back into that stretch. Move your foot out of the way. You should be feeling a nice pull through that right glute. So again, how to get in on all fours, straighten the left, cross over the right, move those hips straight back. If you're doing it right, you should feel a nice pull through that right glute. Hold here. Keeping the weight on your hands. You don't have to put it all on the hips. And again, with stretches, you want to go into a gentle pull, never going in too much too quickly. That tightens the muscles even more. So when you first move into a stretch, just move in easy. And as the muscle starts to let go, you can slowly sink a little bit deeper into it. Okay, another 20 seconds, and then we'll switch sides. To get more out of the stretch, you can rotate your body to the right. To the right, at the hips, feeling even more of a pull through that right glute area. Remember, a tight muscle is also a dysfunctional and weak muscle. You want to remember to a little bit of flexibility at the end of your workouts. Okay, relaxing your body on the exhale, another 10 seconds, and we'll switch sides. Right. Slowly coming out of that stretch, switching sides, straighten out your right leg, cross over your left, and then lunge straight back into that. Sinking the hips back in and then just wiggling that left foot out of your way. Keeping the weight on your palms. And again, moving in slowly, not too much, too quickly. Feeling a nice pull through those glutes. Exhale, just relaxing the body. Sinking a little bit deeper. So part of the reason that muscles get so tight is because they are weak. It's your body's way of protecting your joint. So when a joint and muscles surrounding a joint are weak, your muscles will tighten because that adds more stability, but it also adds more dysfunction. So we want to do a combination of not just stretching a tight muscle, because that won't take you very far. We want to strengthen those muscles, and that will help over time to prevent the muscle from tightening and becoming dysfunctional. Okay, let's look to the left, rotating the body from the hips to the left, getting a little bit deeper into that stretch. We'll relax into it for 20 seconds, and then we are done. You guys did an awesome job today. Again, if you're feeling sore tomorrow, just make sure to keep moving. Movement is one of the quickest ways to overcome the soreness, as well as just hydrating your body. You can also take a foam roller or some type of physio ball and roll those sore and tight muscles out. All right. Slowly coming out of this stretch. You guys are done. You're free to go. Thank you so much. You did a wonderful job, and we will see you next time.